Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Professor Charles Wood coming at you from Duquesne University. Today we'll be giving you some questions that a recent graduate might face in a Java interview. So let's start. The first question is, what is the JVM or the Java Virtual Machine, and why is it that Java is platform independent? Okay, so the answer to that is the Java Virtual Machine runs on top of the operating system, so that every Java virtual machine, every operating system has a different Java virtual machine, and the virtual machine takes the same language and runs it. So after you interpret Java into the language, compile it, it will run on any Java virtual machine no matter what underlying operating system it is. So it's a very useful tool, and it allows Java to be written once and run anywhere. Okay, the second question is, what is the difference between function overloading and function overriding? Okay, so function overloading is when you name a function the same thing with different parameter types. So like one function you might say display in center of string, you pass it an integer, and another function you say display in center of string, you pass it a string. And depending on what you pass it, the Java engine knows which method to call. So it's very handy because it allows you to do different things with different data types. Now you can't change the data types. You can't use the same data types. You have to use different data types if you want to overload a function. Overriding is when you use the exact same function name and function or method data types as an ancestor class. Then it will run the descendant method, the descendant function, instead of the ancestor function. So it's very handy and very necessary if you're going to do inheritance. Okay, let's do the next question. What is data encapsulation and what is its significance? Okay, this is one of the tenets of object-oriented, just like inheritance was in the last question. The encapsulation is when you take the class that you're making and make it independent from every other class. That way, when you want to reuse a class, you could just take it and move it somewhere else. Leave these other classes alone. It doesn't rely on anything but itself. Okay, this is very important because reuse of code means that you don't have to take all the other code with you if you want to put use a common class or use build a common library. You don't need to worry about what else is in the library when you move things around. So it's very important and very, very useful. Okay, and then now what is an interface? So again with the inheritance, what is an interface? Now some people, when I present on this topic, actually ask, oh, you're talking about the user interface, the points, the clicks. That's not true. An interface is where you make a class abstract all the methods. So it's a type of class, but instead of saying public class, you say public interface. And now the interface does not have any code or any variables in it. All it does is define the methods that you must write when you're doing when you're implementing this interface. It's used so that you can pass variables to different classes, and it allows them to call the methods that you passed it. It's a way to get around multiple inheritance without violating multiple inheritance and without causing problems with encapsulation when you do multiple inheritance in other languages. But so it's a way to implement multiple inheritance, and it's very, very nice. You should think of an interface as a contract between two classes. That one class says, I accept this argument, but you got to write these methods, and then the calling class says, okay, I'll write these methods, and then I'm going to pass you the interface, and you'll be able to call those methods. It's very, very handy and very, very necessary for most applications. Okay, and then finally, what is the runnable interface used for in Java? Okay, in Java you can have multi-threaded applications that run snippets of code simultaneously at the same time. The runnable interface allows you to declare a class as a thread, and it's very low weight. So it is possible to implement threads using other methods, but the runnable interface allows you to make multiple threaded code in such a way that it reduces the overhead that your class uses. And almost all of the multi-thread applications written in Java don't inherit the thread class, they implement the runnable interface. So again, very necessary, very useful. Okay, and that's it for me today. Thank you for checking out my channel. Hit the subscribe button because we come out with new stuff all the time, new interview questions, new information. Also check out my books on Amazon. The link is below, and thank you very much.